Bijan from Artisan Talent. Thanks for your time today, giving some advice on how corporations, small and large, can find talent. And one real challenge for HR departments, typical process is if they need a job, they post the job ad and they find a whole bunch of active job seekers. But what about people who are a great match, who aren't necessarily out there hunting right now, but are the better people for the job, the passive job seekers, if you will? What's your advice there? What's a path to success there?
Well, I'd say from an HR perspective, it is difficult. You do need a lot more time to try to find those passive job seekers. Well, let's not say job seekers, but passive candidates. And so from our perspective, because of the referral network that we have, and we do have the people that are specializing and linking on LinkedIn, of course, and finding these passive candidates. So a passive candidate is someone that isn't necessarily looking for a job. However, if the right job is presented to them, they're willing to talk to us. So, and that's how we're able to get to a client very quickly, and we respond extremely quickly. So when a client does call us, we can respond to them within 24 hours with a good passive candidate.
That's an amazing thing. And actually, when you talk about timing and speed, this is another thing that seems to be pretty big. I mean, when a corporation, small or large, figures out they need someone, they kind of need someone now in many cases. Tell me about the timing of the process, getting talent through an agency like Artisan.
Well, to that point, it's sometimes when they call us, it's a little too late on their perspective. They're already under the gun, they vetted through their active candidates and they haven't found the people that they're looking for. So they're almost coming to us on, it's kind of, I don't want to say it's a last minute thing, but it can happen. And we can deliver under those circumstances, under that pressure. But we would really like to have a relationship with the client where it's a symbiotic one, where we're more of a strategic partner rather than just finding them resumes. So we really look upon ourselves as a strategic partner with our client so that we can really find those passive candidates that they're looking for. And it is a talent, I don't say talent war, that word's been used a lot, but there is a shortage of talent. There's a shortage of good talent, and we have access to those people.
And one thing that you've spoken about when you talk about good talent is that you are focused, you talk about yourselves as a talent advocate. And I've spoken to some of your team, they're very focused on the idea of a long-term relationships. You have thousands of people across the country on your books that you have these relationships with. How do you form these relationships? I mean, you obviously get amazing people. How do you form and maintain these relationships, and what is it to be that advocate?
Well, I think I have to give credit to our talent representatives, or recruiters that they're named in the outside world, but internally we call them talent representatives. So they are the ones that really truly have that relationship. They're the one point of contact with this person, and it really is a good relationship. It's really, they're following this person throughout their career. It's not just a resume, it's not just a one-touch point. Once the person gets through our screening process, and they are talented, of course, then the talent representative is matched up with them, and they will work with that person throughout their career, from our interview to maybe to a placement, and they become clients, and they leave, and they become talent again. So it's a full circle.
It does sound like something that takes place over the course of many years.
Exactly, Absolutely.
All right, cool. Now that makes a lot of sense to me. I mean, if I was a big company, I appreciate I probably wouldn't have the time to mess around. Makes sense to me to at least investigate a partnership, a strategic partnership with an agency like yours. If I wanted to do such a thing, what would be my first reasonable step?
First step would be you come to our website, you can register with us. We actually would prefer a phone call so that we do have that point of contact, one point of contact with an account manager. We really need to get to know the nuances of your company. You know, what does your culture look like? What do you prefer? What time of day do you start? You know, there's a lot of things that are in there that we need to find out. As to, it's not just about finding good talent, but really making a cultural match.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense to me when you say it's not just a resume. There's something more going on here.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, cool. Thank you for your advice today. I appreciate it.
Thank you.